Hello and welcome everybody. Happy 2021, happy new year. It's a real pleasure to be with you this evening. And today's presentation is a specific presentation for anybody who's getting started. And it doesn't matter if you're viewing it live or if you're viewing this as a recording. What we're going to cover today is everything you need to know to get rolling with ASEA, to get moving fast, to get results. We're not going to be delving in too deeply about the detail on the product or the redox technology. We are going to be spending time talking about business. So I hope that you're here to learn about how to build an ASEA business. And it's not just for new people. All of us on this journey need to restart. Sometimes we've taken a break, or sometimes our circumstances have changed and we've decided to re-engage with this great vision and this great opportunity. So let's go. Alrighty, so welcome to ASEA. As I mentioned, if you're watching this, you're very welcome to access the PDF. You can reach out to me on my email, which I'll put in the chat in a moment, or through WhatsApp or Facebook, and I'm really happy to send this out as a PDF so you can just sit back and relax. You don't need to write everything down. Welcome to ASEA. This is a new associate orientation. Well, you may not know it yet, but you have just become part of a very successful, fast-growing team. There are thousands of associates around the world that have reached executive ranks, created amazing lifestyles with this opportunity. So the question is, what would you like to achieve? We're going to give you some instructions, and these do not come from me. These come from the leadership of the organization. Everything that's been transferred through to me when I've asked the question, what do I do to make this work? And if you've got a reason why you need to make this work, these instructions come through from, it would be over 100 years of industry experience of the very best in our industry and in our company. What are the key principles to get a business growing and growing fast? Firstly, I'd like to share with you a little bit about myself in case you don't know me. When I came to ASEA, I was a single mum with 4 boys. I've got married a few years ago. Now we have 6 kids together. But when I first came to this company, I really had been, I would say, in the wilderness, financially in the wilderness, having a go. I was running my own business. I was trying to make ends meet, but I really couldn't make things happen. I don't know if any of you relate. I did not lack work ethic. Anybody who knows me knows that I've always been out there having a go. But what I was missing was a vehicle. This vehicle came to us through, unfortunately, a dear friend of us who was unfortunately fell sick, was diagnosed with a terminal life-threatening condition. And he was forced to go looking for progressive alternatives in order to save his life. And thanks to an incredible friend of ours, Bart Cotter, who phoned Danny, our friend who was sick, and said to him these words, "Have you heard of redox signaling?" Well, none of us had heard of redox signaling at the time, but we soon were able to witness the incredible power of these molecules. And our friend Danny has got his health back. And then after that, we turned to his finances. Through his illness, he had lost everything. And so had Malcolm, his best friend and my ex-husband. And I was able to, after witnessing Dan's health recovery, I was able to witness Mal and Danny's financial recovery. Both of these guys had lost everything, and I was able to witness firsthand the incredible business vehicle that ASEA is. And I didn't want to be left behind. So I started off initially on my own, and this has been an incredible opportunity. And all along, I have been asking the question, what do I do to make this work? I was willing to follow instructions. Why? Because I had a goal and because I had a dream, because I was motivated to change my life and that of my family. And that's exactly what ASEA has done for us. It's only been 3 years since I've been with the company, but already it has completely outperformed every other business I've ever been involved with, every opportunity I've even heard of. I do 100% believe that this is the best opportunity business vehicle on the planet today. So what do you do if you want to make this vehicle work for you? Well, these are the 5 pillars that I will cover today in order to help you get started. Firstly, we have to understand what this technology is and how you can use this product. Secondly, we must understand what the opportunity is, how good it really is, and what it can do for you in changing your financial future. I will give you a quick orientation of the back office. I will share with you a proven system for sharing ASEA, and then we'll talk at the end about personal development and mentorship. Quite a lot to get through, so let's go. Understanding ASEA. What is ASEA? I'm not going to read through all of this, but I will explain it to you in my own words. And this is really what I do. You'll notice that I use text, but I always highlight words. So I want to remember those keywords when I'm explaining ASEA. When I explain redox molecules, I let people know that these are normally found inside our cells. They are the biological messengers behind cell protection, repair, and regeneration. Redox molecules are not a vitamin, they're not a mineral or a nutritional supplement. These are signaling molecules. It's like the body's Wi-Fi. Without these molecules, our body cannot communicate. When our redox levels are in balance, we're healthy, we're young, and we feel great. But as we age, unfortunately, these levels of these molecules decline. And thanks to the toxicity in the environment, we are literally losing these levels faster. And it's often leading to disease and the aging process. And so this great company decided that they would pursue a way to find a means to replicate these essential molecules of our body. And that's exactly what they've done. And they are the first and still the only company in the world to have replicated redox molecules and made it possible for us to supplement. Lifting our redox levels allows us to be stronger, healthier, and perform better. It is being hailed as one of the most important advances in the health industry of our time. So how do you use ASEA? Now, if you want to find out more about the technology, there are literally thousands of videos, thousands of testimonies. That is not the purpose of today. But if you would like to dive deeper, the resources are there. This is just a little introduction. What I'd like you to remember is that this is a whole new category creator. There is nothing in the world that exists like this incredible technology right now, except inside your body. It is heavily patented, validated by science, and there are over 19,000 studies in the field of redox signaling. This is truly a new and very exciting frontier. We just happen to be the first to make this possible, to make this product available to the world. So when you start taking ASEA, you will talk a little bit with the person who introduced you about your exact amount. But for most of us, it's going to be 60 ml twice a day. So you'll use the little plastic cap that comes with your bottle. Make sure you don't mix it or combine it with anything. Don't drink straight from the bottle. Drink lots of water. You don't need to refrigerate it, but you can. Hold ASEA in your mouth for 20 seconds or so before swallowing. This is very important because the product is absorbed in your mouth. Now, for using Renew, there are some great videos as well, specifically if you want to use it for targeting pain and different joints or muscles or parts of your body. There is a 3 in 5 minutes application. Make sure you check out that video. But if you want to use it on the surface for the skin to deal with any issues on the surface, you can use the gel, just shake the tube and apply it liberally to the skin. So the product comes in those two forms, a drink, which is going to do the work on the inside, and a gel, which is going to do the exact same work, but on the outside of the body. I always get this question, when will I see changes? Well, it depends on everybody. It's like you can give somebody the same diet. You can give 2 people the same diet and their bodies will respond differently. Every body is a bit of a puzzle, really. But some of the things that we anticipate that you'll see in the first few weeks are things like improvements to your energy level, the quality of sleep, mental clarity, your focus, and your mood. Now, some people will see radical changes very fast, but for most of us, we've got to remember that change will be gradual. It's not because the product is taking its time, it's because your body needs time to repair properly. This is not a product that is a band-aid for symptoms, okay? This is not a prescription drug. This is not something that's going to just quickly give you a short-term effect, but really not have an impact on the root cause of the problem. ASEA goes down to the cell And if you want to know whether it's working or not, be reassured that it starts working immediately because your body already knows and uses these molecules. These are not foreign to the body, they're native. If you'd like to read testimonials, make sure you add yourself or ask someone to add you to the Facebook group, ASEA Healthy Self, or there's a link there to a page with testimonies. The best way to access your product is through auto ship. Why? Because we know already that there's an amount you're going to take and need every month. Now, I ask people to respect your own body by giving it a chance for this technology to work in your body. And giving it a chance means not using it for a week or a day. I recommend that people jump on this product for at least 3 months and track their improvements and changes before making an assessment about whether they'd like to continue using it or not. We already know that after 3 months, the majority of people are going to have had a really positive experience. And in those 3 months, you can start already accumulating loyalty points. Auto ship does not just make your product delivery simpler and easier, it is also the most cost-effective way to access your product because every time that a product is triggered for shipping and you receive your product, you also receive loyalty points, which accumulate and you can exchange for free product. It's also very easy to switch on off your auto ship or add a different product or change the date. It's just one button which you can access with ease. Now, many people ask me the other question, are there any contraindications? Absolutely not. These molecules already exist in your body, but they are so efficient that in some people, they will immediately start creating a detoxing effect or a healing reaction in the body. You might experience a little bit of a headache, some fatigue, some digestive discomfort, or even a slight rash. Make sure you drink plenty of water. It won't last long. Remember, this is a good thing that's happening in your body. But if you'd like to slow it down and detox a little bit more slowly, you just need to reduce the dose, cut it down to half for a few days. When you're comfortable, bring it back up. For more information, you can go to this page and there's a lot more detail on how to use the product correctly. Okay, so that's the product. I hope you've got a little bit more of understanding of what you're about to start using. Now let's talk about the opportunity. Thousands of people around the world, as I mentioned, are using this incredible business opportunity to create incomes, freedom, and design lifestyles. Especially right now, the world is not just having a health crisis, it is also having a financial crisis. More and more people are flocking to this company because they're literally needing to create incomes, and they need to create incomes from home. They want to be able to decide what they earn instead of having to be under the decisions and the control of a boss. We're also seeking freedom more than ever. We are looking not just for the additional revenue, but we're looking for the flexibility so we can go ahead and live our lives. Well, the best way to climb a mountain is to follow someone who's already gone there before you. So the very first thing we want to know for you is, what are your goals? It's essential, because if you're sitting here and you really have nothing in your life that you want to change, everything that you want is already on track, and you are living the life of your dreams, then this presentation will really just be an academic exercise, but absolutely pointless. But if you're like I was at the beginning of my journey, where I definitely had things I needed to change in my life, then you're in the right place. If you haven't done so already, I would invite you to look at your short-term goals, your medium-term goals, and your long-term goals. Consider what the things are in your life that you'd like to improve. What is the income that it's going to take to have those things? What about the freedom that you'd like in your life? Where would you like to live? What experiences would you like to have? Etc., etc. It's important to have clarity, because without that, this vehicle, as I said, really doesn't have a purpose for you. The more clarity you have, the more directly you will move towards those goals. We don't get in life what we want, we get in life what we expect. And it's not just about writing down those goals like a shopping list and then shoving them under the pillow or back in the drawer. It's not just about writing the list. Writing the list is the beginning. Setting your goals then means that you invest into those goals. It's important that we get to a point where we believe that those goals are possible, because that is essentially the fuel that drives entrepreneurs when they have clarity as to why they do what they do. Once we know what you want to accomplish, it's pretty simple from there. Once you have clarity, I promise you, you can have a plan. That is what is missing. That was what was missing for me in the past. I had clarity of the things I wanted, but I didn't have a plan, had absolutely no idea how I could get the life that I wanted. Well, we can help you make a plan. If you're brand new and you're serious about this, put your hand up. Somebody in your upline who's already accomplished things can actually put down the exact numbers, the exact work, the exact figures of what it's going to take to achieve your income goals. So down the middle column there, you can see the monthly average incomes of 2019. And you can pick, you can say, well, you know what, for me, $2,000, these are US dollars, would change my world. Or I need a little bit more. I need around 10,000. I need around $15,000 a month. And then we can tell you exactly what you can see, the rank that you need to accomplish. We can tell you exactly what that rank is going to take, how many people you need to sponsor, in what amount of time, what level of work you need to do. And what's more, we will work with you to get there. In the ASEA compensation plan, which I will not go into in detail today, there are 8 ways to generate an income. At the beginning, for the first few weeks, you can make some fast profits. You can definitely cover the cost of getting started, which is only around 40 US dollars. That's what it costs to open your account. Aside from that, it's just your own product consumption that you need to invest in. What do you want to use? How well do you want to get to know the products? Do you want to share them with your family? But very, very quickly, you can recuperate that investment and you can start making a few $100s a week in the first few weeks. And then it starts to get more interesting. In the next few months, 3 to 6 months, we start activating some of the other bonuses, which give you the residual income. And after a year to 2 to 3 years, you can count, if you continue, on developing legacy building income. And what that means is that the bigger you go, the less your business needs you. Legacy building income means income and cash flow that is beyond you, beyond your efforts every day. And this is the goal of an entrepreneur, to create a business that no longer requires their daily input if they don't want to be there every single day. And that's the difference between a job and between a business. Robert Kiyosaki puts it brilliantly in his book, Cash Flow Quadrants. If you haven't read that, you may want to check it out, because it will tell you exactly the difference between employee mentality and a business owner mentality. And the aim here is to invest some 1 to 2 to 3 years of effort so that the rest of your life you can have a cash flow. And it's very exciting. So you can really dial in what you would like to earn. It is very exciting when you start to see, because these bonus statements come in every single week, when you start to see your first $50, your first $600, $1,800, those $3,000 checks, $16,000, $23,000 per week. These are statements from our team. I want to encourage you to really dream big. What would you like to earn? And the only barrier is your goal setting ability, your dream, and your tenacity to those dreams, and your ability to learn and grow. Because if people in this team have achieved your goals, then it means that you just need to follow in their footsteps. We have something very exciting. When people say to me, well, I'll see if it works, I remind them that that time is already come and gone. This is already working. The product is groundbreaking. There are thousands of testimonies. We have the scientific validation. We know that this is a very future-proof field to be in. So the product is not on trial anymore. The opportunity is not on trial either. We've been growing solidly now for 10 years. We've had incredible growth the last 3 years. We are positioned with our current growth projections to exceed the $1 billion yearly turnover in the next 3 to 5 years. And the only thing you've got to decide is if you'd like to be part of that. So some of the highlights of this opportunity are that we have a groundbreaking product, that we have zero competitor in the market, technology that is native to the body. We have an extraordinary opportunity in terms of the market positioning right now. and we're working with an experienced team. This wasn't just something that was made up last night. We're not at ground zero waiting to see if this will work. This is a well-oiled machine. This is a train that has speed. You've just got to decide if you'd like to get on it. Okay, so I hope that you've grasped a little bit of the highlights about the opportunity. And now let's look at how you're going to drive your business. When you first get started, you'll be able to go to teamasea.com and you'll have access to your own virtual office. From this virtual office, you have the ability to drive a global business across 34 markets, and you have all the resources to do so. So make sure that you sit down with the person who's got you started, your upline, and understand some of the basics. You don't need to know everything that's in there. I certainly don't. But here are some things that you quickly want to have a bit of an orientation on. How does the dashboard work? What is it telling you? Know where to go to register a new associate, how to order product, how to manage your auto ship, where to find the library, and how to get to your smart wallet, which is the way you get paid weekly. So your dashboard looks a little bit like this. It has columns, and every single column just tells you what the cash flow, what the points are that are coming in each week. It will give you a quick snapshot of your business around the world, and it's updated every single hour. You will see at the very top of your dashboard that there are a couple of quick links. You see those 5 links there: the dashboard, the D300 report, your auto ship, your qualification, and your volume. There is also another one now that we see, which is a shortcut there to the binary tree. So you'll be using those 6 links the most, those words in blue. And right at the very top, you also have some icons which quickly take you to a shopping cart, firstly, where you can order your own product. And that will also give you the ability to choose the market where you're sending those products to. And right beside it is a little icon which shows you how to register a new associate. It will also take you to a page which will ask you where that associate is in the world, will instantly change the currency, the language, and give you the opportunity to register either clients or associates. You can also go straight to the binary tree and select the position of where you'd like to place that new associate. And if you do it this way, you will not see the client option. Why? Because clients do not have a position on the binary tree. So you can go straight to the binary tree and select where you'd like your new associate to be positioned. Aside from that, we've got a big menu. If you click on the top right-hand menu sign, you'll see this blue box appear, and that gives you a doorway into much, much, much more detail in your back office. So you've got reports, resources, recognition, and business. Under reports, you'll see your commission detail, and that gives you a breakdown every single week of what you're earning. You will also, under resources, see access to the library. You can change the market, the language, and see brochures, videos, compensation plans, scientific information. Everything you need to build your business is right there. For more information on back office training, there is a training that will be attached to this brochure. You can click on that and you'll see a detailed video on how to drive your back office. Okay, now we get to the nitty-gritty. For those of you sitting there going, yep, I know the product is sensational. I know this opportunity is red hot and I'm ready to get going. How do I build business? I remember asking Malcolm that exact question. Just tell me what to do. I'm ready to go ahead and put my future together. So this is a system that will allow you, if you follow these next 8 steps, to invite and share this opportunity with others and grow your business. Now, it must be said, it must be said that there are 2 ways to share ASEA. Obviously, you're going to share this to people that have a health situation. And everybody else, you'll be able to share the opportunity, the incredible opportunity that is the ASEA business plan. So here we go. This is the proven pattern to building your business. As we said, number 1, you must have a dream. You must have a goal and you must be very clear on it and visit it daily. This is not just for ASEA, by the way. This is the accomplishment of any worthwhile accomplishment. Whether you're going for a gold medal, whether you're building a traditional business, Whether you're doing anything worthwhile, you must have clarity as to why you're doing it. Success does not just hit you in the face. It will not surprise you and catch you unawares. Success in anything is a deliberate process which has begun in your thoughts, and then you've been able to pursue that dream relentlessly because you've had focus on it and you've developed belief. So 100%, it all starts with a dream. What do you want to accomplish? How would you live your life if you had a cash flow like the ones you saw on those commission statements? Those are commission statements from people just like you and me. What would change in your life with an extra $1,000 a week? What would change in your life with an extra $10,000 a week? Why not? What would change? How would you live? And the question is it worth fighting for? Is it worth working for? Because if we want to be adults, the very first thing we need to do is take responsibility for where we're at. And this is what had happened to me. I had big dreams, and the vehicle that I was currently on was not a match for those dreams. So we have a decision to make. Either I'm going to adjust the vehicle and change what I'm doing, or I'm going to have to adjust my dreams and let them go. Realistically, that is a conversation that most people don't have with themselves. Their goals and their vehicle do not match up, but they don't like to look at it. I invite you here to take the hat off. Forget about whatever limitations you've felt that you currently have. Explore how you'd really like to live, and then dial into this opportunity, and you can go ahead and set a plan exactly for that dream. Once you know what that dream is, you're going to make a commitment. Is it something that's worth fighting for? Is it something that you're able to do every single day? Because that is what a business needs. Any business, a traditional business, any business you build will need you to open the doors every day. We can't expect an opportunity like this to deliver you the cash flow of a business if you treat it like a hobby. I remember when I was getting started and I had set some goals, I knew that I had to do, I knew I had things to learn. I knew I had work to do. I remember walking around to the beds of my children while they slept and saying to them, you are worth it. You are worth it. I will do this for you. You are worth it. To me, my commitment was a commitment to my family. Whatever it takes for you, I invite you to really have a serious conversation with yourself. Is this something you want to do? And if it's not, that's okay. But if it is, lock in that commitment and realize that for a short period of time, you have to treat this like a business. After that, when you're ready to open your doors, we begin by making a list. It's a living list. It's going to be, firstly, who do you know that you need to reach out for their health? Secondly, it's going to be everybody else that you might like to offer the opportunity to. Don't prejudge. You just don't know where they're at. I'm so glad that Mal reached out to me and continued to reach out to me, because really I was struggling, but I had lost my way. I had lost belief in myself. I had lost my self-esteem. And I'm very, very grateful that this opportunity was presented to me. So don't you dare hold it back from anybody, because you just don't know how they're suffering and you just don't know what they can do with this opportunity. Remember, a list is a living thing, as I said, so you are meeting people every day. You can connect with people across social platforms. There are billions of people in the world. There is no shortage of people that we can connect with. After you've got a list, start inviting. Learn what to say, practice it, and get busy connecting with people every day. This is not just an ASEA. This is not just something we do here at ASEA. This is every business, whether you're in real estate or whether you're making pizzas. You need to find a way to connect with your prospects. That is what business is all about. So get good at it, get comfortable with it, and be proud that you're offering ASEA, whether it's the product or the opportunity. And then we start presenting. People are going to identify themselves, and we put them in front of the information. You can use the workshops, send information packages, organize three-way calls. However you do, make sure that you are getting this information in front of people. And then, of course, we need to follow through. Everybody that you're speaking to, we need to find out what their decision is. I really don't mind what decision people make. It's their life, but I would like them, I do want them to make a decision. And the reality is that people aren't just going to phone you out of the blue and say, hey, guess what, I'm ready to get started. Very few. It really takes a visionary. It really takes an entrepreneur to be a self-starter. Most people, they need help making those decisions. They're not used to making decisions. In fact, most of us are pretty bad at making decisions. So we help people make decisions by showing them what's on the table, by encouraging them, letting them know that we can help them accomplish their goals, reminding them that this is an exciting vehicle. And if they have things that they want to change in their life, we want to encourage them to come to a workshop, get connected with the team, and get started. And that is what we're doing right here. You will invite your new people to an associate orientation. We'll get them registered. We'll get them using the product, and we'll get their goals on the table. We'll get a plan of action put in place for each one of them. After that, there's only one thing else that this proven pattern requires, and that is a mentorship. It costs thousands of dollars to get a coach, and life coaches are a dime a dozen at the moment. But what I would encourage you is that we should never take advice from somebody that doesn't have the life we want. And that includes ourselves. I knew that I had things to learn in order to get the life that I didn't yet have, but desperately wanted. And mentorship is essential. Even the world's top tennis player has a coach. Why? Because your mentor can see things that you can't. Please don't expect your mentors to reach out to you. Put your hand up, make yourself known, and get the help that you require. And then, of course, we repeat this pattern. So task number one, if you're brand new, start building your list and pick a script, write it out and practice it. So you're going to ask me, yes, but what do I say? What do I say when I'm talking to people? Well, here we go. Well, if you're reaching out to somebody about their health, once again, I just put the text down, but I never say the same thing twice because I make it sound like a conversation. These are just my words. You make sure you use your words, but make sure you do have a script that you use until it becomes very natural to you. If I know that somebody has a condition, I'm going to just call them and say, Jenny, I'm so sorry that you're going through that right now. There's something I want to share with you that I really believe could help you. I've recently come across a biomedical company. They're specialists in a new field called redox signaling. Have you heard of it? Everyone says no. Well, neither had I, but this lab in Utah, they've been able to replicate a molecule that triggers healthy function in our cells. And I'm seeing lots of other people with your health situation have great results. In fact, I can send you some testimonies, but what I'd really love to do is connect you with a specialist. Would you like to have a conversation with my friend Danny, who knows all about this? So that's health. What about business? Well, there are so many different ways to connect. This is the way I do it. Let's say I haven't spoken to Ben for a long time, and I know he's a goer. I know that he's looking. He's got dreams. He's got goals. He's a hard worker. I'm going to reach out to Ben and I'm going to tell him the truth. I've come across something recently, and I thought of you immediately, Ben. A friend of mine, Danny, he's a specialist in a really progressive new field. Their company has developed a heavily patented breakthrough health technology. It's got applications across longevity, health, beauty, athletic performance, and they've got basically something that nobody else has. It's a redox signaling molecule. It's being considered as one of the most important health breakthroughs of our time. But the reason I'm reaching out to you is because we are looking for people right now with a level of influence in the business industry. And this is where I might personalize it. I might say, we're looking for people right now in New York, or I'm looking for people in the health industry there in Singapore, or I'm looking for entrepreneurs. Whatever is the reason I think this could be a fit to them, I'm going to personalize my invitation. So we're looking for people in the health industry who recognize the commercial potential of this technology and would like to play a part bringing it to market. I'd love to connect you with Danny. Do you have time this week? So I never really say the same thing, but these are the three things I always cover. Why is she calling me? Because that's what people are wondering. Why is she calling me? What is it and what's in it for me? So I'll say, Johnny, I'm calling you because you're in New York and you're a chiropractor. I've got a technology that I want to speak to you about, my friend Danny. And then I go into the next part. What is it? He's working with a company. They've got redox, the world's first redox signaling product. Do you know about that? No. Essentially what it does is ABC. And then the last thing, what's in it for me? And I thought of you immediately, Johnny, because of your great influence there as a chiropractor in New York. This could be a fantastic tool for you in your clinic, but also an additional income stream for your clinic. Can I connect you guys for a quick phone call this week? So as long as you're covering those three things, say it how you want, but people are wondering, why is she calling me? What is it? And what do I get out of it? For more information on scripts, exactly what to say, and training, go to that link there, redoxrevolution.com/connect. You'll get this question all the time. Make sure you have a good answer for it. What do you do? I always just say that I'm a specialist. I work with a medical biotech. They have an advancement in health science called redox signaling. It's an important new technology. It's been hailed as a breakthrough for the world of health, longevity, and beauty. And my team and I are actually right now connecting with individuals right there in Singapore or right there in Canada who can appreciate this opportunity and would like to play a part in bringing it to market. I'd love to have a chat with you. If you like, I can give you more detail at a different time, or connect you with my friend Danny, who's an incredible entrepreneur, very successful, and is looking for people right there in Canada. So what you can see is this is my strategy anyway. I highlight the main words I want to get across, and in between all of that, I personalize it. Another question you're going to get all the time is, what is ASEA? Well, I always explain it in 5 simple ways. What is ASEA? I explain it that we're made of cells, that not all our cells are healthy. Our cells are constantly repairing, regenerating. And the molecules that do that important work are called redox signaling molecules. Our levels of this molecule decline as we age and through the toxicity in the environment. And now for the first time, we're able to supplement our levels because this incredible company called ASEA have been the first and still only company in the world to have been able to produce a replica of those molecules. It's validated by studies and it's being considered one of the most significant breakthroughs of our time. So whatever you say, make sure that you keep it simple. One of the worst things I was doing at the beginning is just giving too much information up front. Whenever you're sharing ASEA, the important thing to remember is, what is the goal? In your first phone call, the goal is not to explain everything you know. If you're already on the phone or texting back and forth for 5 hours and sending 17 different links, then you're no longer inviting. You've started presenting, and presenting prematurely leads to confusion. Make sure that the aim at the very beginning is just to get people to a conversation, get them curious and interested to come onto a 3-way call, to come onto a webinar, or to receive a video and that they're excited to watch it. Okay, getting now to the final part of this presentation, and certainly the most important part, personal growth. We have an incredible vehicle here with ASEA, but as with any vehicle, what really matters is the personal responsibility, the knowledge that we're entirely in control of designing the life we live. I know that when I was struggling previously, there were times where I blamed everybody. I blamed the government. I blamed my clients. I blamed my employees. I blamed the market, the timing. But when I started taking responsibility back under my own personal umbrella is when my life started to change. When I started investing into my own thinking habits and starting to really change my world from the inside out, I started to notice something, work at play, the law of attraction. Whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. It still happens. It still is in play, just like gravity. Doesn't matter if you believe it in or not, it's still happening. Expect greatness and you will find it. Expect to fail, expect that everything's against you, expect that this business won't work, and it won't. As I said, we get in life not necessarily what we want, but exactly what we expect. And the way we think about this opportunity and the way we think about life turns every interaction we have into either a positive magnetic interaction where people want to follow you and they want to be with you, or we begin to repel people and get the results that we expect. The person who is truly ready to change their life must first accept this responsibility. And that is the reason why I had to start reading books. I had to start investing into changing my thinking. And the reason is because If I was already where I wanted to be in my life, then maybe I didn't have to change anything, but I wasn't. And just like that little diagram there, each one of us will have pieces that are missing in our puzzle, things we have to learn. After 10 years of being in the workforce, 20 years in the workforce, 30 years in the workforce, whatever you've been doing, if you haven't got to where you want to be yet, it's because there are changes required. Change begins on the inside by the way we change our thinking. We all need to grow if we want our lives to grow. It sounds obvious, but very few people actually do it. And the ones that do succeed. If you look at all the leaders in this organization, and if you look at entrepreneurs in any organization and in any industry, they all, without fail, invest into their personal development. They read books that help them to think bigger, to grow bolder, to understand the workings of the laws of attraction in our world, and to design their life from the inside out. So let's get started. Your daily activity will incorporate that personal development. The very first thing that I was told to do if I wanted to change my world is to spend at least 1 hour of personal development every day. If you don't know which books to read, check out the chat. I'm sure somebody will put a list of great books on there soon, recommended by Mal. But really, you have to look at where your areas, where your Achilles are. I had very low self-esteem, and I was living a life that matched that self-esteem. So I encourage you to work on the things you know you need to work on. I had to read books that lifted my self-belief. But invest at least 1 hour a day into your personal development. Make sure that you are at least reaching out to 2 people a day, 5 or 10 if you want to go fast. You know, people in this organization have built 6-figure incomes in a year. It's going to take some effort. I hope that's not news to you. Every day that you're not connecting with new people, your business doors are closed. Your business is shut. Every day you are reaching out to people, doesn't matter what the results are, but every day you're connecting with prospects, with people who want to use the product, or with people who want to be part of your business team. You are growing. Make sure you follow up with people in your list. Make sure you keep good records of who you've spoken to, who you need to follow up with, who you need to get started. Attend at least 1 event per week and check in with your mentor at least once a week. So when somebody says, yeah, but what do I do to build my business? That's it. Read, connect with people, do your follow-ups, come to events, and get some mentorship. To succeed, and this comes directly from Mal, I've asked him point blank, you can ask him yourself, what are the things that people do who make it, right? And there is not one diamond in this organization. There is not one bronze. There are hundreds, probably thousands now of people in this organization at the executive ranks. So you start to see some patterns. I can tell by the way somebody has a conversation with me, whether they are ready to succeed or whether they still need to grow a little bit. You can tell in people's self-talk, you can tell in people's disposition to work, in people's disposition to grow. So these are the 3 things straight through from a triple ambassador who is created a 7-figure income in 4 years. What do you need to do to succeed? You must have a dream, and you have to be dead set clear on it. It's got to be a fire inside of you, and it's got to give you gumption. If you don't have something that you really will fight for, then I guess you'll fall for anything. And at the very first resistance, at the very first time somebody says no, or the very first time you're tired, you will not have a reason to continue. So you must have clarity on a dream. You must have a strong work ethic. Again, we don't apologize for that. This is a business. You will do very, very well. You will live a very, very financially blessed life. It should take some work, but it is for a short time. And here's the news flash. I was already working anyway. In fact, I've been working hard for decades. I did not mind concentrating that work into a number of years in order to reap the rewards for much, much longer. And finally, and this is often the clincher, you must be teachable. If you already think you know everything, then it's very hard to grow. So make sure that you're open. You're open, as I said, it's up to you to reach up to your upline, to reach up to a mentor and say, I need to do this, I need help, how can I improve? Work with a coach, work with a coach. Be transparent, be humble, be ready to grow. If you want the results that somebody has, then you just need to be able to learn from them, follow their footsteps. Mentorship, as I said, in the world costs thousands. And a lot of the time, the people offering the mentorship do not have the lives that you want. You have inbuilt in this business system free mentorship. Make sure you access it. And so that's it. That's everything in a nutshell. From here, it's really up to you. Let's go. You've got the instructions to make this happen. We are here every Monday night offering teaching, offering coaching. You have workshops all around the world. You have all the resources. The only thing that is missing is really your desire and your decision to get going. So it's been a real pleasure to be with you this evening. I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm really happy to stay here and take some questions.